Hello, everyone! We're currently waiting for the second part of episode 72 to come out pretty soon, because in it we're about to see something absolutely insane. Two main villains of Boom's Skibidi series at the moment will clash in epic battle, and whatever the result will be, I am sure that it's gonna blow everybody's minds. So what caught my attention today is the idea about who's actually the best villain of Skibidi series. And to say even more, who's the best and the worst villain in Skibidi universes out there? And I've got some real cool information to discuss with you guys and brighten your mood a little. So today I'm going to present you my top 5, the best and the worst villains of Skibidi universes. Now get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, because it's going to be really funny and entertaining. Let's go. And on the 5th place, which is also the last in my list, I decided to put the forever non-favorite villain character from the Skibidi multiverse that was created by Dom Studios' channel. And her name is the Alpha. Now where do I even start here? This character is considered to be the worst villain in all of the Skibidi multiverses by a large number of fans, and in case you guys are living under the rock or something, there was a nice event to remember the Alpha for. And this event was episode 30, where she and her vile deeds and extremely annoying manner of speaking were finally put to an end. And it was so funny to me to browse my own Discord channel or any other media holdings where all the Skibidi fans were celebrating this fact that the Alpha actually is NP Moore. It seemed to me like all the different fandoms were united at once for a moment in order to imprint this moment in history, and oh boy, that was really entertaining to see. But why did the Alpha deserve such a reaction in the first place? Why was she considered to be so atrociously bad? Well, let me give you some juice on that topic. But before we proceed any further, don't forget to give this video a like because I appreciate it a lot, and subscribe to my channel, as I really want to achieve my goal in having 500,000 subscribers by the end of the next month. Okay, if you subscribe now, let's move on. So here's a humble and short list of her main sins. First of all, she's incredibly unnerving, and not in a good sense for a villain, if you catch my meaning. She doesn't look particularly spooky or makes your blood freeze in your veins, but instead, she looks like a lady that kind of escaped the World of Warcraft game and doesn't look like she belongs to the Skibidi universe at all. Secondly, the Alpha's personal characteristics and traits of behavior are not, well, let's say really pleasing for one's perception. Her character was portrayed from the start as way too aggressive, selfish, or unlikable, which pretty easily turned off some viewers of this series. But her main sin, in my opinion, is the third one. She's just not really interesting or developed as a character, you know what I mean? She doesn't have a particularly breathtaking or mind-blowing story about herself. She just sort of appeared in episode 20 and said something like, "Okay fellas, here's the new boss in town and that's me. All Skibidi toilets are actually obedient to me. No questions asked." And that's how it was actually going before Skibidi Scientist didn't decide to finally betray her in the first part of episode 29. But like, come on lady, what's your story? Because that's kind of a law for all the series and shows that the villain is supposed to be the most interesting and complicated character, which attracts even more love and attention from fanbase than the actual protagonists of the story. But in the Alpha's case, something went just terribly wrong here, and that's why I can justifiably call her the worst villain of Skibidi universes, mainly for her lack of character development and for having an ego surpassing her actual capabilities. Good riddance, missus. Was nice knowing you up to episode 30 before Titan Clockman came and whipped your pompous ass. We all hope to never see you again. Now let's go to the 4th place, which this time is being occupied by the villain from my favorite Skibidi multiverse so far, and you can be aware of it from my video where I compared all G-men from different Skibidi multiverses and decided who was the best one in the end. This video turned out to be really interesting as well, so you can go and watch it after you will finish this video if you want to know more about G-men from different multiverses. But I digressed a bit here, so let's get back to the villain of Skibidi Zombie Universe, whose name is the Plague Doctor. So do you remember all these words I've said about the Alpha and why her character simply didn't work out to be a good villain? So to the contrast to her, the Plague Doctor is a character which has a really cool and detailed design which looks appropriate to the zombie universe that Monster Up has created, as his design was inspired by historical figures known as plague doctors, who were medical physicians that treated victims of the bubonic plague in the Middle Ages. The Plague Doctor wears very distinctive bird-like mask with a long beak, which was believed to protect from harmful miasmas associated with the plague. He also wears a long dark cloak and carries various medical tools. In the context of the zombie Skibidi universe, The Plague Doctor is a really mysterious and eerie character that certainly plays his role in dealing with the whole zombie epidemic that occupied the Earth. But guess what? Later in this series, we're getting to know that he's not a kind researcher whose goal is to find out about the roots of this infection and treat it, but something completely opposite. I'm not going to give you way too many spoilers in here in case you'll want to watch this series on your own, but let me just say that his character arc is just crazy, and it's really captivating to watch how he manipulates different characters and the viewers themselves. He's a really cool villain, and I cannot deny it. And on the third place, we have another cool-looking guy that came to us from a completely different universe or even planet. And his name is Tri-Titan, who originates from Skibidi Wars by Verlance. At first, he didn't get much love from the audience of Skibidi Wars, because he seemed to be an overpowered version of all main titans of the Alliance combined, which is pretty logical, though, considering how he is, in fact, is a gigantic mechanical cyborg who was engineered by the Alliance organization, and thud, he inherited all the main abilities that were originally possessed by Cameraman, TV Man, and the Speakerman Titans. This was done in order to combat the Skibidi Toilets at the level of Titans, and as the series evolves further, Tri-Titan gradually receives more additional but significant upgrades. At first, his character seems to be straightforward and relatively simple, but as the Skibidi Wars series goes on, more crazy details complementing his story arc are starting to appear. Not only did he eventually switch from good side to villainous side, but he also does that for a reason that we're getting to know later and to tell you a little bit of truth. His true story of becoming the way his evil self is absolutely insane, and I almost cried a few times while watching the last released episode of Skibidi Wars dedicated to this story. His character has it all. Crazy power, insanely beautiful design, heart-touching background story, and awesome fights he's constantly involved in. I was really happy to gradually see his growth and complexity as a character, and I swear if something like this would actually happen to the Alpha, I wouldn't be complaining at all. I'm looking forward to this guy in the future episodes of Verlance's multiverse, and I hope that with time, he's gonna surprise us even more. And now it's time to go to the honorable second place, which is deservingly occupied by a character who is unfortunately not with us anymore. Of course, this list couldn't even exist without the name of the original Skibidi Scientist from Boom's series. Yeah, he faced not the prettiest end of his life at the end of episode 70, but he will still be remembered to be forever iconic villain in our hearts, and there are several reasons for it. Firstly, his design was very simple but really distinctive at the same time, and made his appearance pretty memorable for viewers since the earliest episodes. Secondly, his quirky personality really stole lots of our hearts because who wouldn't want a sassy villain with the good sense of humor? So he had plenty of iconic catchphrases and sassy moments that easily attracted new viewers to the series, making it even more popular and memorable. And thirdly, he is an essential character of Skibidi series that basically paved the way for a majority of villains from the other Skibidi multiverses and arguably for G-Man himself. He is also a pretty versatile character who can be placed in different scenarios and situations, which makes him suitable for a wide range of storylines and interactions with other characters. So what's not here to love this guy? Press F for one of the best villains in all of the Skibidi universes, my friends. And on the iconic first place, we have no other than G-Man, and oh boy, what a path he actually came along. This character's development arc was practically insane. He started as a really badass commander of the Skibidi army, but then kind of diluted into different clones and started hiding more, and then he almost disappeared from the series for a pretty long period of time, which produced lots of jokes about how big of a coward he is and how he never got nothing more to himself except for more lasers. But look at him now. Our boy has arrived to the scene as a king who has his own dark secrets connected to ISOTOILET, and now we don't even really know the scale of his true power and intelligence anymore. There's no need for him to wear any type of mask now, so he's finally showing everything he is capable of as a character. He's cold-blooded, mysterious, and sarcastic, and he's also very shrewd and has some serious secret cards up his sleeve. It looks like this character was completely reintroduced to us, so we're all really amazed by his villainous figure, and all we've got to do is to wait what this sassy Skibidi Chad is about to offer to us in the next episode. And that was all for today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and be sure to write in the comments below, who is your favorite character in the Skibidi Toilet series? And who, in your opinion, is going to win in this epic battle at the beginning of the second part of episode 72? And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!